What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we had the final review video on the 1966 Fleetside pickup custom, and this thing turned out absolutely just incredible. I'm doing it in my photo booth for a white background because you guys gotta see this carbon fiber because it wasn't really shown on my desk, but that's why we're doing the photo booth, and I might do this for now on because it's actually pretty nice. But without further ado, let's get into the final review video. So if you've been following along with me on this build for a while, you all know this is a custom chassis made for this particular kit from Miguel over at hobbyworks.com. He has sent me the file. He asked me, Dylan, can you build this truck for me and give me your honest opinion about it? I said absolutely, and he sent me the files right away, and the thing just looks so good. So let's go ahead and tell you what I did to it, and let me tell you what I think about the kit later on, and then stay tuned to the end of the video. I got a coupon code that I'm going to be giving to you guys at the end of the video. So first off, you all know I did a full carbon fiber wrap on this truck. You can clearly see it on video right here. It's a full carbon wrap from Scale Motorsports. I used the tail wall or wave, you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. And also it's 1/20th scale. I use the 1/20. I like the 1/20th scale because it's a bit easier to see, and but it's still not. It's not oversized where it's not out of scale. So 1/20th scale is what I use, and I clear coated the whole thing over with Splash Paints 2K Clear. It looks pretty good, and I actually love how it looks. Sorry, I'm moving the camera, guys. I'm just trying to mess with the lighting on my camera, but yeah, the body looks amazing. I was debating do it in carbon fiber, then I kind of was like, then I was like, no, let's do it and get over with, because I will be doing another one of these trucks in the future. Not sure when, but probably in the future, I'm going to be doing another one of these trucks from Miguel, because this is just the truck is amazing. So all of the chrome is from Outclad. It is called dark chrome. That is on the bumpers, the grill, the ring of the wheels, and then the winch wipers, and basically all the chrome is dark chrome, because the regular chrome would be way too bright for this thing. So dark chrome, and we sealed it with the Outclad sealant. All the chrome accents is on the body, as you can see on the tailgate, and also on the roof, and also the wheels is from Splash Paints. It's called BBS Gold. The wheels are just 2K cleared over, and the body is on the roof, and the tailgate that is covered with clear carbon fiber from Scale Motorsports, because obviously we wanted all the carbon fiber to transfer over to the gold, so we used the clear teal wave carbon fiber on that, and it just looks absolutely incredible with this thing being all carbon fiber. So that's basically it for the outside, except the wheels. The wheels, these are not the wheels that is included in Miguel's kit. I found these wheels on one of the guys on Instagram, and I found them on Quotes 3D, or he sent me a file to his thing on Quotes 3D. So I downloaded the set, and I think these wheels suit this build a lot better for the way I took this build. So, but Miguel does offer a 5-spoke wheel, which is pretty cool. But I kind of want to do something a little bit different with my build, because it's full carbon fiber, and need some weird fancy wheels. So I put those on there. Like I said, the wheel it's a 2-piece wheel. So the wheel is BBS Gold. The outer ring is dark chrome, and then the tire is rubber black from Splash Paints. And then I did an offset on the wheel, so bigger, fatter wheels on the back, and then skinnier wheels in the front. Then the back wheels have a nice deep dish wheel, which is pretty cool. So I like that look, and it looks really cool. Let's move on to the interior. The interior, I did full carbon fiber on the interior floor. So that's all carbon. Even the backing, where the back behind the seats are, that's all carbon. The dashboard is not included in Miguel's kit. I've 3D printed this dashboard, but the dashboard is also full carbon fiber with 1K clear, because I didn't want it as shiny as the body. Then I went ahead and put on a custom steering wheel, which looks pretty cool. I love this dashboard because it has a nice infotainment system to it. It's like a more modern dashboard with a modern gauge cluster, but yet so it has that racing technology feeling to it, because it has all those vents on the passenger side of the dashboard. So it looks pretty cool, and obviously the steering wheel, it suits up. These seats are also another thing that's in Miguel's kit. These seats are incredible. it's one piece seat, or two piece seat, but the actual seat is one piece. So the backing, I did carbon fiber as well, just because it's all carbon fiber, might as well do carbon fiber backings. And then the front of the seats is matte black. And then I did zoom on racing harness in red, just so it has, because it's kind of dark interior, so I need some red seat belts. So I went ahead and put on some red racing harnesses on both seats, and it looks absolutely incredible. And the door panels, I did the door panels and the roll cage I did in flat white from Tamiya. Then I 2K cleared the door panels and the roll cage, and the door panels has a carbon fiber accent to it. It's just so pretty cool. So the interior looks absolutely incredible. I love the interior. You don't really see much of it, but what you do see is really nicely detailed, and it just, Miguel has done an outstanding job. The interior fits perfect into the body, hardly any issues with that. So Miguel designed that super well. So awesome about that. The chassis is a whole new level on this kit. This is obviously the star of this truck, is the chassis. The chassis I did in Outclad burnt pale metal. It's a beautiful color. It's like a burnt metal type deal. It's kind of like a goldish tint to it, but not fully gold, you want to call it. It's kind of hard to describe what color it is, but it's kind of like a goldy burnt metal. That's basically what it is. So I love that color of the carbon fiber. It looks really cool. The axle, the whole rear end is a 4-link suspension, what Miguel has in this thing. So the axle I did in dark steel, and 2K cleared it. And the 4-link suspension arms I did in aluminum. And then the upper control arms up here I did in steel. And then all four shocks, back and front, I did in splash paints racing yellow. So very cool. Just I wanted some racing yellow in there, just kind of suit the shocks a little bit, make them stand out a bit more. The brakes I did in burnt carbon from Outclad, and then the brakes themselves are is like a Ferrari red from splash paints as well, and 2K cleared those as well. So very cool. The brake setup is nice. So the whole chassis is beautiful. The only thing I added was the air ride suspension air tanks back here. Miguel didn't have that, and I figured, add that little touch to it, give it nice detail. And I plumbed it. I arranged the wires for the suspension, and even the plumb for the exhaust hose, to the actual fuel tank. And I plumbed everything because it's an open chassis, everything's exposed, so you kind of have to detail it to make it look pretty decent. And what I did, it looks amazing. So let's move on to the interior, or not the interior, the interior of the hood. That views that beautiful 632 big black Chevy engine in there. This means a beast. This is also full 3D printed from Miguel. This is included in Miguel's kit. The only thing that's not included in this kit is the intake. The intake that includes in this chassis kit is a dual intake. It's like a dual filter type deal. But I took this intake from Miguel off his website and stuck this on here. It fits directly to this engine. So the engine block I did in basic aluminum from Outclad, and then the transmission I did in brushed aluminum, just give it the accent. And then the valve covers I did in the same red as the brakes. It's like a Ferrari red. And then I highlighted the 632 and all the fun stuff on the valve cover. The intake I did in carbon fiber, which looks really good. It's like a different pattern carbon fiber than I did it on the body, just to give it some contrast. And then the only thing that's not included in Miguel's kit in there is the radiator. The radiator is different, is an aftermarket, also 3D printed. It's an electric fan radiator. I stuck it in there because Miguel does not offer a radiator, but I figured, it kind of needs a radiator, so I stuck in a new radiator, and it looks really good. And also another thing that's in the kit I use is the brake booster. And the exhaust, I use Outclad exhaust. That's what's literally called exhaust, Outclad exhaust. So very cool. It's a very cool engine bay, really get nice engine, and it's just beautiful in there. So that's basically it about my build. I mean, it took a whole new level, and I definitely had to do a crazy build for the first of a year, and I chose this, and Miguel wanted me to do it. I was like, okay, let's do it, and let's see how it looks. So it looks absolutely incredible. So let me give you my honest opinion about this whole build. What are some things that I think Miguel could add It's not optional, he doesn't have to, but there's some things I think he could add, or if this is my kit, I would personally add. I think I would add a different radiator, such as this type of style radiator with a magic fan to it, because you could use the one from the kit, but the kit one, it's kind of big. It's big and it's not meant for a magic fan. It's meant for the manual fan that's mounted to the engine for the stock engine, but this is more like a modern old engine type deal, so there's no fan connecting to the belts and pulleys. You're gonna need a you need a magic fan to the radiator. No matter you put the radiator in the front or in the back, these trucks have it in the front or back, so you can choose. I did it in the front just for the heck of it, but I think a new radiator would be pretty cool from Miguel. And another thing is, I think Miguel might do it. I'm not sure because we talked a little bit, but I think a dashboard would be a pretty cool add-on, because Miguel does not offer a dashboard in this chassis kit. You can use the one from the kit, from the actual truck kit, but I figured it's like a racing truck type deal. You kind of need a custom dashboard with more like a modern gauge cluster, and also kind of like a racing style steering wheel. So, because he has all those racing bucket seats, and I think a racing style steering wheel and like a modern dashboard would be pretty cool. So, but those are the main two things I think Miguel could add to this kit just to make it pop up better. The last thing I think he could add, he doesn't have to, I think he could probably offer this on the side, so it's separately, is the air ride suspension air tanks back there. The way I have it looks amazing, because there's a between the chassis and the tailgate, there's almost a 2-inch gap. Well, actually 1.5 inch gap, and I think the air ride suspension air tanks back here, it fills in that gap beautifully, and it looks amazing back there, especially the way I have it mounted. So I think Miguel wants to do that, he definitely could, because like I said in my past videos, you're not driving a truck this low. This is how it's sitting when it's just sitting there. When you're driving it, you obviously have to raise it up, because you gotta steer the truck, because the wheels can't be in a fender like that. So, but those are the only 3 things I think Miguel could add to this kit. My personal touch, and I think you make it look a little bit better and nicer. But that's up to Miguel. Miguel doesn't have to, because the kit without those parts is beautiful. How did the whole build go? The build went together amazing, no issues. I think the only things I'm gonna warn you about is mainly just the engine. The engine is a bit of a tight squeeze, putting it in the frame up here between the brackets or the bracings up here on the chassis. For the exhaust, it's a bit of a tight squeeze. And yes, you do have to put your exhaust in the engine before you put it into the truck. I learned that the hard way. Don't ask me how. But I would just say, long story short, I put the engine in by accident before I put the exhaust in, and I tried putting the exhaust on and it didn't go too well. So mount the exhaust to the engine before you mount it into the chassis. And my big tip is get the engine, kind of get like a 90-degree angle, and just kind of sneak it in there, and just twist it back to normal and just pop it in there. It does fit beautifully. It's just it just takes a bit of pulling and squeezing to get it in there, but it does fit perfect. That's basically my only thing that I gotta warn you about this chassis kit. Just the engine is a bit of a tight squeeze, but it's in there and it fits perfect. The interior, like I mentioned, it falls right in. I mean, you just have to squeeze the body out just a tad bit, not much, and then it really just clicks in. I'm not kidding you guys, it really just clicks right in place, because Miguel has designed the door panels with the shape of the body. So once that lines up, it just hears click. And it's like, oh, okay, it's in. So the interior is not glued to the body. The only thing basically holding the interior is the chassis between the body. So the interior fits perfect. The whole chassis went together amazing. The interior went together amazing. Just those 2 little things, like I mentioned, the engine and not much of it of the interior, but just maybe an engine, just a little squeeze, you're basically all set. It's all downhill from there. So amazing build. Do I recommend it? That's a hard yes. I do recommend it. It's a beautiful chassis kit for this truck. There's no doubt. You definitely have to get this kit, guys. I only recommend this kit for only higher end model builders, for experts, I gotta say. This is definitely not a beginner, and I don't want to say this is not a good kit for intermediate modelers either, because there's a lot involved for cutting the bed out, cutting the fenders. There's a lot to this kit. So make sure you have quite a few builds up your sleeve before you hassle this build. For me, it's kind of no-brainer, but I'm sure some people out there probably would not want to hassle this. So make sure you have some builds up your sleeve before you hassle this build. And also, there's no instructions because, you know, it's a 3D printed model. But just basically look at the pictures what Miguel has on his website if you want to. I didn't look. I just looked once, I think, on the rear end just to make sure, but I didn't look at the instructions at all. I just, you know, if you build models for quite some time, you kind of know where everything kind of goes. So, but N.Y.S, only expert modelers get this kit. I don't recommend them for any beginners or intermediate because there's a lot involved on this truck. So, N.Y.S, that is basically it. I mean, the thing went together amazing. It looks amazing. You're building a basically award-winning finished model. So, Miguel has given me a coupon code to give to you guys particularly. So if you want to get this chassis kit for your truck and build it up yourself, this coupon code is good for you. So Miguel offers his chassis kit for 2 different ways. If you have a 3D printer, a resin 3D printer, he has them as a digital file, of course. So you can just download the digital files and you print it up yourself, which is the cheap route, and also it's more better because you can print as many as you want. And also, if you don't have a 3D printer and you want to get into 3D printing, Miguel does offer where he can print this up for you and ship it to your door. So this coupon code is good for both versions, digital or printed up to ship to your door. So the coupon code is on your screen. It is called N.Y.S Modeling with no space and all lowercase letters. N.Y.S Modeling. It shouldn't be too hard to remember that. Link is in the description down below to this chassis kit if you are interested. Be sure you punch that code in before checkout to add it to your cart. Go to checkout and wait, there's a coupon code N.Y.S Modeling. You get 20% off this chassis kit, guys. Take that deal. It's amazing chassis kit. Miguel did say I'm the very first person to do this truck, you know, fully built truck of his chassis, and Miguel was super thankful I could do it for him, and I'm super thankful Miguel sent me the files. And Miguel, I cannot thank you enough so much for this chassis kit. It's a beautiful model, and I don't regret it. It's a beautiful kit. You're basically building an award-winning model. So, but other than that, guys, that's it for this build. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you can build, and let me know if you can be building it yourself. I mean, it's you definitely have to. It's a good experience. It does take some good time. It took me about a month and a half, or almost a month and a half, to build it all, and that's with full carbon fiber. So I'm sure you can knock it out within a month, but I did a full carbon fiber wrap, and that took about a whole week worth of time right there. But you can easily do this any way you want. Show rod, nice clean paint job, two-tone, rot rod. You can do like a barn find or even a work truck, you know, dinged up truck, whatever way you take it. It's gonna look beautiful at the end. But other than that, guys, that's it for this video. Let me know what you think. But Miguel, thank you so much for letting me do this build for you. But until my next video, I'll catch you on next time. Take it easy.